Plasma torches hissed and died as the alien breaching charges blew the hull wide. Shards of alloy spun into the dim corridor. 12 Krell raiders stormed through the jagged hole, carapace armor gleaming under emergency strobes, pulse rifles sweeping left and right. They found nothing. Captain Maravans emerged from the maintenance hatch directly behind them. Her silenced SMG tracked the rearmost raider's skull. Gunnery Sergeant Ely Torres flanked her left, breaching shotgun leveled. Specialist Nia Park covered right, her signals jammer pulsing silent waves into their squad net. Contact rear, Ban said, voice flat over the team channel. The riders spun. Klaus ascribed deck plates. Their leader barked in guttural Krell primitives. Flank them! Bands fired first. A 3-round burst punched through the rearmost raider's visor. It crumpled without a sound. Torres' shotgun boomed, non-lethals this time. Foam rounds that locked two readers' limbs in hardening gel. Park's drone zipped overhead, mapping heat signatures as she sliced their net. They're calling reinforcements, Park murmured. 2 squads inbound, deck 3, copy. Vance, see the stepped, a wild plasma bolt. Her team flowed like water, disciplined, no waste. She'd sealed the forward bulkheads 10 minutes prior, rerouting auxiliary power to the hardpoint turrets outside. Those guns now raked the enemy boarding shuttle, buying time. The riders charged. Superior numbers, heavier armor. Standard doctrine side humans broke here, panicked fire, desperate charges. These humans didn't blink. Torres dropped to a knee.
Clearing path.
His plasma cutter whined, slicing into the maintenance shaft wall beside them. Sparks flew. It vanished inside, dragging demo charges. Benz bolted a rider's collapsing form. She drove her rifle butt into another's mandible, stunning it. No kill. Intel first. Park hammered a data spike into the stunned one's comsport. Enemy chatter flooded her HUD. Troop dispositions. Fallback vectors. Got their op order, Park said. Intelligence hitting the outpost next. Sorkai's signature on it. Vance nodded once. Torres' status. Kill corridor HUD stack charges primed. Do they mean? The remaining readers fell back toward the breach, dragging wounded. Vance led them. Envoy, Relvos huddled in the shadow of a conduit, his avian feathers fluffed in alarm. The alien liaison had begged to observe human tactics during the drill. Now his beak clicked nervously. Captain, this is madness, Boss hissed. Krell boarders outnumber you 4-1. Vance ignored him. Park spoofed their net, root them to Torres. Park's fingers danced on her wristpad. Fake pings echoed in the raiders' helmets, human reinforcements at the shaft. The Krell leader snarled, compliance. They piled into the maintenance axis, claws scraping. Torres waited 30 meters down. Had cut a straight kill corridor through the shafts. Narrow, defensible. Stacked breaching charges lined the walls, slaved to motion sensors. The first raider tripped the net. Detonations chained like thunder.
Bulkheads, vaporized shrapnel, shredded armor.
Screams cut short. Torres emerged from a side bend, shotgun sweeping survivors. 2 shots, 2 takedowns. Vance advanced. Air team cleared the breach side methodically. Bodies cooled on the deck. No man casualties. Boss stared, eyes wide. You anticipated the breach vector. Sealed the ship against them.
Standard procedure.
Vance knelt by the stunned raider, the leader by its rank markings. She zip-tied its limbs, injected a trank patch. Park a scan for trackers. Clean. Park relayed the net map to Vance's HUD. Red icons swarmed. More boarders funneling from the shuttle. Sorkai's voice crackled through, distorted but clear. Report. Why silence? The raider steered. Vance ripped off its helmet. Compound eyes focused, then widened at the human faces. Filthkin, it rasped. Sorkai will glass your hull. Vance pressed her knee into its chest plate. Where's the fleet vector? Outpost defenses? It spat acidic saliva. Vance dodged. Wiped residue from her visor. No anger. Pushed pressure. Torres demoed the shuttle lock. Torres slapped a shaped charge on the hull breach, firing. The explosion sealed the hole in fire. Shrapnel pinged off the outer turrets, now fully powered, chewing the enemy shuttle to slag. Park's voice got in. Intercepted Coalition Command net. Sorkai's pulling back assault waves. Says humans adapt too fast. Bonds hauled the prisoner upright. Boss, translate this. She keyed her translator. Tell Sorkai we have his raider lead. Live. He wants it back. Stand down the outpost run. Boss hesitated, then broadcast on open channel. His diplomatic codes pierced the interference. Commander Sorkai, This is Envoy Rail Boss, embedded with Human Defense Unit. They hold Raider Prime Crash alive. Acknowledge restrained. They took no trophies. Silence stretched. Pensor Kai's boomed. Laughed with static. Impossible. Do not yield prisoners. Human witchery? No witchery. Ban said into the channel. Tactics. Pull your fleet, or we dissect this one for your plans. The raider thrashed. Lees, kill me honorably. Fans secured it tighter. Torres chuckled low. Honor, we call it efficiency. Park's HUD pinged. Fleet signature shifting. They're breaking orbit. Boss feather smooth. Captain, Sorkai concedes. Truth parley at the outpost. He demands to know how primitives countered a full boarding glance. Ban stood. Tell him we train for it. Every day. Torres dragged the prisoner to the med-bay. Park wiped the net clean, planting false trails. Vance checked their team. Gear intact. No wounds. The ship hummed steady now, turrets powering down. Boss trailed Hair to the bridge. Your kind. We thought you fragile. Soft-shelled opportunists. But this? Sealing bulkheads pre-packed? Mapping our net mid-fight? Corridors rigged in minutes? Vance plotted the parley chords. We don't fight angry. We plan.
Alarms kidded. The Coalition fleet peeled away, signatures fading on long-range scans.
Sorkai's shuttle approached under white lights. First yield in the campaign. Park leaned in. Net chatters exploding. Never corner humans. They build doors behind you. Torres grinned from the hatch. Damn right. Vance watched the shuttle dock. Respect earned in silence.
The war shifted.
But scans showed more signatures, inbound reinforcements. Sorkai bought time. She kept the outpost alert. Game's not over. Sorkai strode onto the bridge, under guard, his scaled bulk dwarfing the humans. Flanked by Krell elites, he scanned the captured gear, the precise kill tallies on the holoscreen. His crest flared. Shock, not rage. Captain Vance. His translator hum preciseth. You dismantled my boarding in under 5 cycles. How? Vance met his gaze. We saw your approach on scopes. Seal bulkheads. Rerouted power. Park hummed your net before you cut air. Park nodded. Mapped your squads real time. Fed you 2 Torres' corridor. Torres efted a charge back. Limited gear. Maximum effect. Sorkai's eyes narrowed on the prisoner. Crash, bandaged but alive. You spared him. For this? Intel, Van said. Lives matter. Yours too, if you talk. Boss interjected. Commander, humans value restraint. It's their strength. Sorkai paced. Colichin doctrine, overwhelm primitives, they fold. Hell halted, you do not. Park patched in the fleet feed. Coalition ships regrouped, but hesitantly. Chatter filled with doubt. Humans predict breaches. They fight from shadows. Torres crossed arms. Welcome to our normal. Sorkai vented the steam. As high. Parley turns, stand down, outpost, assault. In exchange, your methods. Tying my lances. Vance considered. Collaboration, not conquest. Deal. But first, your full campaign plan.
It projected it.
Waves upon waves, aimed at human fringes. Until now. Park traced vectors. We can counter this. Together, Sorkai noted once. Respect gleamed in his eyes. Never anger humans. The breach fell. Quiet. Alarms stayed silent. Victory through skill, not slaughter. But outer sensors pinged scout drones from deeper coalition space. Vance smiled faintly. Park, Napam, Torres, rig the welcome. The team moved. Complacency shattered. The frontier held. Park spot timed. IFS spoof complete, Captain. Coalition drones feed us everything now. Scout winged inbound. 6 heavies. Plasma nests deployed on the ridge. Vance leaned over the hollow. Vectors lit up the frontier grid. Drones painted enemy positions in real time. Lances massing for a probe assault. Sorkai, Hess behind him, mandibles clicking. The alien commander loomed close, Boss at his flank. They're blind to us, Park added. Her voice stayed level. Fingers tapped overrides. One drone bank flipped allegiance mid-flight, relaying an escort straight to the team's stack. Torres grinned, slinging his pack. Aegis on target, my kind of party. Sorkai's been flatted. Your primitives turn our eyes? Impossible, Vance ignored him. No radios from here. Hand signals only. Timers synced. Park, ghost the feed. Torres, breach the lead nest. We dismantle their probe silent. Boss, you stick tight, observe. The envoy's frills quivered. Captain Coalition doctrine demands volume. Your way works. Vance met his gaze. Move. The team stacked at the airlock. Vance flashed 3 fingers. Silent march. Park nodded first. Hood up. Pad silenced. Torres hefted the breaching charge. Manual, no boom until needed. Boss hesitated, then fell in last. His diplomat robes swapped for a borrowed vest. Boots ghosted over grated floors. Vance led, eyes on wrist chrono. 30 seconds to reach access. No chatter. No pings. Coalition comms crackled faint through Park's earpiece relay, stolen from the drones. Bowman panic overdue. Scans clear. Sorkai's lances waited for screams. For frantic bursts, they heard nothing. Band signal held at the outer hatch. Park patch drone visuals. Plasma nest hummed ahead, turrets sweeping the kill zone. 3 aliens, man-it, backed by auto-feed lines. Perfect choke point for the scout wing. Torres knelt, unpacked the charge. Manual thermite slurry. Rigged to his specs. Limited gear, nor bite strikes, no drones of their own. Host leverage. He thumped a timer. 10 mics. Vance tapped his shoulder. Confirmed. They gusted forward. Hand signals flowed. Low crawl. Freeze. Advance. Park mirrored nest chatter on her pad, spoofing confirmations. Drones overhead logged them as friendlies. Nest crew never glanced up. 50 meters out. Vance dropped a pebble wind shift signal. Team adjusted. Both breathed heavy behind. Frills damp. The envoy stumbled once on loose grate. Vance's hand shot back, steadied him without a sound. Nest loomed. Plasma coils glowed blue-white, hungry. Torres crawled ahead solo, belly to deck. It planted the charge base under a feed pylon. Structural weak point, not the guns. Slurry would melt supports, drop the nest into its own pit. Timer armed. Ben signal peel off, exfil now. They melted back. Boss lag, eyes wide on the nest. A loose panel shifted under his foot. Grained, groaned. Corridor buckled. Scout drone strike. No, feedback from nest sensors. Alarms blared, distant. Boss tripped. Ceilings cracked. Debris rained. Vance luged. Grabbed the envoy's vest. Dragged him into the stack as a beam slammed down, severing the path. Team froze. Park signaled all clear. Torres checks his chrono. Charge live. 3 mics. They hold ass silent. Back through hatches, timers ticking in Vance's head. Coalition chatter spike, nest secure. Probes advancing. Still no panic from humans, nothing. Ridge overlook. They dropped prone. Torres' charge detonated. Silent whoosh on drone feed. Pylon liquefied. Nest sagged, then plunged into a sinkhole Vance Racon had mapped days prior. Turrets fired wild, plasma chewing their own lines. Kree ejected in panic pods, screaming over open comms. Park patched it live. Nest down, scouts beating blind. Sorkai's voice cut in via voice link. Commander patched from the bridge. What sorcery? No fire exchanged? Skill, Vance murmured. First words in an hour. He watched probes scatter. Drones relaying chaos. 1 heavy scout nicked a ridge. Secondary blast chained through fuel lines. Wing aborted. Boss coughed dust, staring at Vance. You pulled me. Risked stack for a monitor. Leaves matter. Vance stood. All of them. Torres slaps his back. Nest was hot. Manual drop. Clean. Their volume doctrine? Junk against timing. Park synced fresh drone feeds. Quashin lances pull back. Formations ragged. Their questioning probes. Humans banish strikes. Sorkai's image flickered on her pad. Mandibules slack. You predicted our nests. Spuffed eyes. Breach without trace. Park traced the next wave. Your campaign plan. Waves hit fringes here. A finger stabbed the Olo. We counter with this. Ghost their scouts. Drop nests chain style. Torres nodded. Read charges on the fly. Limited gear. Endless nests. Vance eyed the commander. Parlay hulls. Train your lances our way. Restraint over rage.
Sarkai paused.
Steam bent it slow. Primitives dismantle gods. Teach us. Boss straighten. Frills firm. Command embedded to watch humans fold. They don't. This is normal. The team regrouped at the bridge. Sorkai waited in person, flanked by Kresh, the spared prisoner, bandages fresh. Alien eyes tracked every move. Park's pad flipping drones like cards, Torres unpacking demo charges, Vance plotting vectors calm as checkout. Show me, Sorkai demanded. Benz projected the ridge kill. Enemy listens for panic. We give silence. Park demoed the spoof. Handshake, mirror theirs, inject ours. Drones, ours now. Torres built the charge back. Live, thermite slurry. Belts, pylon note crew. They eject, we advance. Sorkai's claw tapped the hollow. Coalition strength, volume fire, orbital barrages. Yours, shadows. Balance, Ban said. You overwhelm, we precise. Kresh rasped from his cot. They spared me for maps. Oost, truth. Boss nodded. Rest drain wins campaigns. Alarms pinkhead soft. Park's path lit. Deeper scouts full lands inbound. Heavy escorts.
Sarkai tensed.
Probe my plan? Vance smiled faint. Demo time. Park, Spov, Wing, Torres multicharges. No radios again. Teams stacked seamless. Boss fell in without prompt. Sorkai watched them vanish into corridors. Coalition fleet comms bust out thick. Humans dark. No boosts. Probes launch hesitant.
Silence answered. Bance signaled forward from the stack's lead.
Park's ghost feed painted the land's drop zone. Heavies unpacking nests, triple thick. Timers sing. Hand signals crisp. Torres peeled off at the breach point. Planted 3 slurries, linked. Park spoofed nest IFF. Drones logging false clears. They crawled. Boss matched pace now, no stumble. Corridor with distant thuds, Lance boots hitting dirt. Charge armed. Exfil. Nest chain reaction, hit like clockwork. First pylon melted, yanked the grid. Second followed, turrets toppling into the pit. Third fed plasma back into Lancefield dumps. Blossoms lit the reach, scouts ejecting amid flames. No human fire, no panic. Park relayed. Lance crippled. Bane wave hesitates.
Back on bridge, Surkai stared at feeds.
You're free, dismantled Benti. How? Discipline, Ben said, dusting hands. Not ego. Voss clapped Vance's shoulder. First contact. I understand now. Never anger humans. Sorkai projected full campaign. Fleets massing coreward. Train all. Or file. Park traced counters. Ghost Deban. Drop nests domino. Torres packed extras. Your lances learn breaching. We hold fringe. Deal sealed mid-projection. Collaboration locked. Outer sensor screamed. Park's pad flat. Flagship relay. Coalition core fleet jumps in. Overmatch. Vance's eyes narrowed. Map hit Torres. A new ping caught him. Board reinforcements? No. Coalition. Envoy hail. High command. Sorkai answered. Voice boomed. Surrender primitives, or burn. Silence fell. Benz signaled the team. Stack reformed. They moved. Benz led the stack through the dim service tunnels, boots silent on graded decking. Red emergency strips pulsed ahead. Park's pad whispered updates. Coalition battalion vectors closing from grid north. 400 lances heavy skimmers loaded for orbital drop. Beacons first, Vance murmured. She knelt at the junction box, priored the panel. Wires gleamed under her tax light. 3 false X-field transponders, salvaged from the nest breach, linked in seconds. She synced them to mimic human shuttle signatures, scattering pings across the far ridge. Broadcast live. Park nodded from cover. Enemy battlenet bites, redirecting main force, 2 clicks off true objective. Torres grunted behind, hefting his breacher pack. Bait set. They chase ghosts. Boss trailed, his envoy robes hiked for mobility. His translator clicked softly. Commander Sorkai commits fully. Your beacons fool their scanners perfectly. Vance sealed the panel. Not fooling. Misdirecting. The stack moved. True objective. The coalition's forward relay spire. 200 meters forward. Key to their campaign map. Alarms wailed topside. Skimmer engines roared. Battalion thundering past the tunnels. Lances deployed in Paradi precision. Plasma lances sweeping for exfil sites. False beacons flared on their HUDs. Prime targets. Vance watched feeds on Park's path. Enemy lead elements split, pursuit vectors diverging. They're strung out. Park packet time. Park crouched, antenna blooming from her harness. Fingers flew over the interface. Fiji orders packet. High command override. Lathe with Sorkai's own auth codes, lifted from Voss's earlier brief. Injecting now. Routes locked friendly gridlock in 32. Coalition battlenet lit up. Parks hagworm through. All units hold grid alpha. Blue on blue risk. Relay confirms primitives X-filing Delta Ridge. Panic rippled. Skimmers brake hard, lances colliding in choke points. Gridlock bloomed. 200 Beckett snarled in cross-traffic, firing on shadows. Sokai's voice barked over intercepted comms. What madness! Clear the lanes, Vance's stack ghosted forward. Bilic's spire loomed, its disk humming with fleet-synced data. Guards patrolled in pairs, overconfident after the nest win. Orators peeled off at the ambush fork. Pursuit element inbound thermal cells ripe. He vanished into shadows. Demo charges prime it. Van signaled halt. Boss, press close. Optics white. Your specialist risks much. Our doctrine demands massed fire here. Watch. Vance traced the feed. Pursuit schemers. Heavies. Detached from gridlock, barreled toward the false beacons. Torres waited in the kill box. Slurry mines. Stolen lance frags. First skimmer hit the slurry. Dick erupted. Undercarriage vaporized. Torres rolled from cover, Mac rifle barking. Driver slumped. He bolted aboard. Rip thermal cell packs. Coalition power cores. Hot and dense. 2, 3. 4 janked free. Skimmer 2 swerved. Torres breacher round punched the cockpit. Wreckage piled. Pursuit survivors scattered. Broadcasting panic. Ambush, breacher, the Mon steals our cells. Torres rejoined, packs slung. Few for the kit. Extras for Vance's toys. Vance took one, slotted it into her multi-tool. Human gear hummed, hotter output doubled. Good haul. Spire now. Guards at the spire entrance spun. Parks, drone spoofed their IFF, cleared falls. Vance's team flowed past, ghosts in the machine. Inside, Boss relayed doctrine mid-stride. Sorkai's playbook, fortify relays with overlapping fields. Lance triads cover all arcs. Never isolate. Vance smiled faintly. Break it. She planted the boosted beacon at the spire core, now a data bomb. Thermal cells overclocked the signal. Every coalition HUD in system flooded with ghost maps. False fleet positions, Pantomuman, Armadas massing, campaign plans inverted, codeword jams rerouted to void. Park synced the final packet. Gridlock spreads system-wide. Battalions chase their own tails. Sorkai's comms exploded. Maps corrupted. Core fleet blind. Aboard jumps. Outside, the battalion fractured. Lances fired on decoys. Schemers rammed in confusion. No human shots fired. Whose silence and failing plans. Vance dusted her hands. Objective secured. Exfil live. Boss stared at the feeds. Mandibles clicking. You dismantled their map with 4. No waste, no rage. Torres packed the last cells. Discipline, not ego. Park traced new vectors. Reinforcements scatter. Sorkai pulls back. They slipped into tunnels as skimmer wrecks burned. Boss match pace first without prompt. This. Never underestimate. Outer sensor screamed. Park spot flatted. Coalition core fleet, half blind, jumped in system. Overmatched cruisers, blotting stars. Vance's eyes narrowed. Torres, cells to the demo chain. Park, spoof their battle net, mirror the gridlock. Sorkai's voice cut through open channel. Primitivates, surrender or burn. Vance keyed her mic. Commander, your battle lost the map. Fleet next, silence. Then Voss's translator bust. Sorkai direct. How? Train us, or we all fall. Stack reformed. They moved deeper. Vance crouched in the auxiliary bay, thermal cells humming in her pack. Coalition fleet icons swarmed Park's overlay, 50 cruisers, lance carriers, blotting the frontier system's gas giant. True objective shifted. The enemy flagship relay, orbiting Sync Point Bravo, dismantled that and Sorkai's campaign crumbled. False beacons, round 2, Vance said. She rigged for more transponders, boosting with stolen cells. Pinks scattered across debris fields, mimicking human evac shuttles, life designs hot. Park injected the spread. Fleet BattleNet redirects. Pursuit wings peel off. Battalion grounders lift for intercept. Torres checked his mag rifle. Leaves their ventral blind. We shuttle jack. Boss hovered, relaying life doctrine. Flagship doctrine. Triad shields never expose relay. Massed plasma walls. Vance nodded. We thread it. Team stacked on the docking arm. Captured schemer Torres Price from the ambush cloaked under Park's jammer. Engines whispered to life. They punched voidward ghosts amid the chaos. Coalition pursuit wings thundered past. Lances chasing beacons into debris traps. Slurries preplanted by Park's drones. Detonated on Qui. Wings shredded. No human fire. Sorkai raged on net. Primitives vanish. Secure Bravo, flagship loomed. Tried shields pulsing blue. Park spoofed approach IFF. Friendly resupply. Docking clamps engage. Gridlock packet prepped, Park whispered. Inhictum breach. Torres led the stack through airlock. Corridors hummed. Lance patrols double time. A planted breacher slurry at the relay core junction. Thermal cells overcharged for cascade, Boss pointed. Doctor weak point. Service bends. They ignore it. Vance moved. Exploit. They flowed Vance side, cutting grates, silent. Relay chamber thrummed. Text man consoles. Maps flickering from corruption. Park slipped their injector. Forage packet plotted. All triads hold Bravo. Blue on blue, about advance. Fleet net seized. Cruisers, hammered vectors. Plasma walls fighting inward. Gridlock orbital, carriers colliding. Lances grid fighting friendlies. Torres slurry blue. Relay pylons melted. Data casket ripping. Flagship core. Maps died system-wide. Sorkai's campaign. Fleets mass forward. Blinded total. Aslamth swarmed. Vance's team exfiled calm. Torres covering with precise bursts, disable, not kill. Back aboard the skimmer, Voss clapped Vance's shoulder. Jew broke it in one. Discipline turns 4 into legions. Park's pod cleared. Fleet retreats. Ground battalion surrender flags. Torres slotted extra cells. Keep topped, fring hulls. Sorkai, Heiled, open. Captain Vance, your humans, respect earned. Collaborate train. Vance eyed the stars. Deal, but never anger us. Outer sensors pinged clean. Then Park stiffened. New jump signature. Coalition High Command Battlefleet. Full invasion mass. Van signal stack. Map it, we ghost the van. They accelerated into the black. Vance gripped the skimmer's throttle. Joom signatures bloomed on Park's overlay. 50 coalition heavies, vanguard slicing vacuum toward the fringe outpost. Ghost the van, she repeated. Park seeped their net. Torres spooled the breacher. We hit forward. HQ at shift change. Intact node. Park's fingers danced. Forged beacons lit. Hobbling banguid eyes coreward. Bite set. They bite. Torres rack cells into his pack. Heady breacher hummed warm. Bolt walls ours. Timetables first. Skimmer burned silent. Forward HQ loomed. A squad asteroid fortress. Triads of lances docking for shift swap. Alarms chimed across open channels. Crew rotations flooding bays. Vance punched the drop. Skimmer shed cloak mid-approach. Engines flaring bold. No stealth weave. No ghost run. They see us. Make it count. Coalition sensors screamed. Lance patrols wheeled. Plasma lances charging. Sorkais barked from the net. Human craft, surrender or burn. Park looped the base camps. Frozen feeds rolled. Empty corridors, calm docks. She broadcast wide. All clear. Shift, change, nominal. Reinforcements hold orbit. Jason Boss strapped beside her. Mandibles clicked. They believed their own eyes. Vance banked hard. Skimmer grasped the outer bay. Mac clamps biting hull. Stack up. Breach on my mark. Torres led out. Breachers slung low. Airlock seals popped under slurry charge. Clean pop, no shrapnel waste. They flowed in. Carbines low. Corridors thrummed with shift traffic. Alien techs shuffling past. Carapaces gleaming under strips. A triad patrol spun at the intrusion. Vance's burst agnes. Disable shots. Precise. They dropped. Chittering, surrender. No intact, she ordered. Park, lock it down. Park jacked her rig into the nearest console. Cameras looped seamless. Humans nowhere. Patrols upright. Reinforcements idled in bays. Feeds whispering calm. DDLAD. 15 mics till they smell it.
Sorkai's hologram flickered in the command antechamber.
His crest flare fury. Primitives breach my forward. Triads, converge. Vance's team ghosted past. Service Vance yawned, ignored doctrine weak points. Boss had flagged them hours back. They cut grates with monowire silent flow. Command node pulls ahead. Bolted chamber. Holo maps swirling invasion grids. Torres planted slurry on the vault wall. Ternal cells overcharged, eating alloy quiet. Breach in 10. Cover, guards mill outside. Lances, sweeping blind. Park's injector flooded their comms. False alarm. Human skimmer debris. Resume shift. The wall bubbled Bolton. Torres shouldered through. Heavy frame first. Vault interior gleamed. Data core stacked. Timetable scrolling. Full invasion mass. Supply spines threading the system. A jank slate free. Got it. Coreward push in 48. Flanks exposed here. Slab barkers human fringe holds turn kill zones. Ban swept in behind. Node consoles intact. Techs frozen mid-panic. Secure. No kills. Sorkai stormed the outer hatch himself, flanked by elite triad. His voice boomed. Captain Vance, your raid ends. She faced him through the vault door, carbine steady. Commander, this ours. Timetables 2. Withdraw. Save your coalition. His edge talks quivered. Maps on his wristpad flickered. Park's corruption spreading.
Impossible.
What operatives dismantle my van? You hide. You strike shadows. Torres loomed at her shoulder. Breacher humming. We don't hide when we don't need to. Pack patch boss forward. The envoy stepped into view, slates in claw. Commander Surkai. Humans call this standard. Discipline, not rage. Review the data. Your mass assaults feed their traps. Surkai's crest wilted. Alarms wild distant. Shift change unraveling. Patrols clashing on looped feeds. Reinforcements ham at bays. Lances firing phantoms. Bands nodded to the captured techs. Release them. I've. She thick-tight wrists loose, enough to slip free. Tell your high command. Push, and we dismantle the rest. Techs scrabbled out, chittering warnings. Surkai held position. Lance lowered. You spare us. Why? Restrain wins wars, Ban said. Ego loses them. Park ping clean exfil vanguardiverted. Base gridlock. Window open. Torres covered rear. Bursts clipping pursuit knees. They float back vent side skimmer waiting. No kills. No waste. Surkai hiled open as they clamped in. Bam. Respect. Your methods teach them? She throttled up. Skimmer peeled free. Bold arc through patrols. Earn it first. Withdraw. Boss exhale. They listen. Node data shifts, their band flanks pulling back. Park's overlay cleared. Timetabliss ores. Supply routes mapped. High command mass blunders blind. Torres slotted fresh cells. Kit primid next. Vance eyed the black. Coaching heavies jumped in system. Vectors HFY from the raid's echo. Ghost their flag. Turn respect to alliance. Skimmer vanished into shadow lanes. Surkai's fleet's meal confused. Maps dark. Techs spread the tail. Humans struck open. Took all. Left alive with warning. But outer sensors pinged anew. High command envoy fleet diplomatic cordon. Battle wagons escorting. Not invasion. Parley. Ban signal stack. Park decrypt hail. They won words. Park's riglet. Surkai's vice urgent. Captain. Coalition yields fringe. Train our triads. Never anger humans again. She smiled faint. Deal. But test us, and checklists turned to graves. Skimmer accelerated. Fringe held. Respect sealed in silence. Deeper black. Park stiffened. Anomaly. Market jump Scott drone swarm. Oh, shit, Black Ops. Vance gripped throttle. Map it, we hunt. Torres racked. Breacher. Their turn to underestimate. They burned toward the signatures. Note slates plotting the kill. Surkai watched from his bridge, crest low. Primitives, gods of order. Hekit, withdrawal. Fleets, turn tail. Ban's team flowed on. 4 turning legions. Coalition whispers spread. Never anger humans. But the drone swarm closed fast, cloaks shedding. Lead drone hailed. Human vessel.
Stand down.
Park trace signatures. Not coalition. Rogue faction. Fringe riders hunting both. Bans, bank, evasive. Torres, spool, heavies. Park, Han, their net. Boss, signal, Surkai. Alliance now.
Boss, keyed open.
Commander, Rages, inbound. Humans engage. Surkai's reply snapped. Together, respect demands it. Skimmer spun. Breacher blooms, lighting void. Drone swarmed. Vance's bursts carve precision. Disable cores, not hulls. Torres heavy-chewed leads. Leverage locked. Park looped their cams. Drones blink, fire in shadows. Rogues scattered. Surkai's van lancet in support. Plasma walls herding survivors. Bands patch through. No data shared. Roads clear. Collaborate. Surkai's hologram boat crest. Trained already. Your restraint saves us all. Fringe secured. But Park scan deepened. Worse.
Rogue mothership jumping in. Full Black Ops mast.
Ban signaled. Stack for breach. We take their command node. Torres grinned. Shift change, always. They accelerated, humans and coalition in sync. Underestimation dead. Respect forged in fire. Word of the raid rippled galactic. Aliens whispered. Humans dismantle campaigns with checklists. Never anger them. Ben's skimmer led the van. No slates guiding.
Impossible Battle 1. Next awaited.
Jump signatures flatted across Park's display. 5 Coalition heavies punched into the Frontier System's outer belt, dwarfing the rogue mothership's wreckage. Captain Meta Bands gripped the skimmer's thrust yoke. Park, lock vectors. Fleet gunnery patch me kinetic relays. Affirm, Captain, Park replied, fingers dancing over her console. Coalition's dumping troops planet-side. Logistics train trails. Fat resupply convoy. 18 minutes out. Bands keyed the human fleet channel. Distant Raugans, hammed acknowledgement. Gunnery, this is Bands. Negative on frontline armor. Victor fire 2 convoy spines. Cracked tanks, not hulls. Beef them drifting. Copy, ma'am. Rails hot. Coalition signatures scattered as human. Slugs lance through the void. Fuel bladders ruptured in silent blooms. Sor Kai's command net crackled via bus relay. The envoy hunched a band station. Crest twitching. Commander Sor Kai demands status. Your precision offense. Tell him precision wins, Band said. Park, next window. Park's eyes narrowed at the holo. Triangulated their jumps from relay boys. Signature Icho predicts resupply in 47 minutes. Primary refinery on the gas giant moon. Coolant-fed pumps, exposed vents. Bands nodded. Torres, your swim. Breach the refinery. Cripple pumps, no kills. Copy, Torres grunted over comms. Is breacher pod detached from the skimmer, vanishing into the moon's shadow. Gear minimal, leverage maximum, bustling forward. Swim? Through coolant, humans breach like Birming? Like operators, Vance corrected. She watched Torres's feed, armored forms slicing through toxic slurry tunnels, mad clamps biting conduits. The coalition patrols hummed overhead, oblivious. Torres planted charges, silent pulses severed pump linkages, refinery output flatlined, alarms wild on enemy scopes. Park smirked. Their nets lighting up, panic signatures, Sorkais rerouting. Benz banked the skimmer toward high orbit. Lead, mob stragglers, boss, I'll Sorkai, offer parley. Sorkai's hologram flickered in. His mandibles clicked fury. Primitives sabotage my fuel. Legions starve. A your punitive assault. Your outpost burns. Vance held steady. Assault pre-sighted. Crossfire waits. He caught the link. Coalition dropships screamed toward the human frontier base, plasma lances charging. Pock vectored the feeds. They're funneled.
Gillbox primed. Vance signaled the traps.
Uman positions, mirror bunkers, held fire. Sorkai's lead waves plunged into the canyon. Presighted mortars bloomed, rail nests crisscrossed from ridges, coalition troops shredded indisciplined volleys. No waste. No chassis, Sorkai's voice broke through. How my scouts cleared. Restrained, we watched. You charged. Boss stared at the carnage feeds, scales paling. You dismantled their thrust, predicted the window, bited the trap. This is normal for us. Vance pulled the skimmer clear. Fleet guns silenced the last dropships. Sorkai hailed again. Hologram crests dropped. Fuel gone. Assault broken. Legends withdraw. Park's console pinged. More jumps. Coalition reinforcements heavy carriers. H signatures inbound hot. Van's jaw sat. Stacked defenses. They brought more ships. We remove their fuel. Torres's voice cutting. Dripping cologne. Referendaries scrap. Next target? Carriers tenders. Vance ordered. Swim again. Coalition carriers materialized, troop-based joining, but their tenders trailed empty, drifting hulks from the first strike. Sorkai's new legions deployed blind, reactors starving. Vance coordinated the fleet. Gunnery, kinetic harvest, target auxiliary tanks. Slugs hammered through. Secondary explosions chained through the formation. Carriers listed, venting plasma. Sorkai's net flooded with overrides. Abort, fuel critical. Boss keyed his envoy band. Commander, humans anticipated. Their specialist, Park mapped your jumps. Torres swam the vents. She checklists chaos. Silence stretched. Then Sorkai, primitives. No more respect.
Ceasefire.
Vance paused. Park glanced up. Stars chuckled on comms. Leverage holes. Conditioning. Vance transmitted. Poo legions. Shared jump data. Rocks return otherwise. Sorkai's hologram bowed. Agreed. Never anger humans. But Park's scan deepened. Captain Mothership debris pinging. Rogue signatures reforming and coalitions not fully withdrawing. Rearguard digging in. Vance gripped the yoke. Torres, reload heavies. Park, Hamdel rebuild. Boss, monitor Sorkai.
Respecto fragile.
Fuel crisis boat time. Next battle loomed. Explosions lit the moon's horizon as Torres' pod redeployed. Vance vectored evasive. Coalition carriers limped, but Ryle fired chased. Park looped enemy camps, blinding their gunners. But their net, Park said. Sorkai's ordering fallback, but Zealots push. Vance patch fleet. Concentrate carriers engines. Disable, don't destroy. Gunnery roared compliance.
Engines bloomed.
Carriers went dark. Sorkai hailed directed. Your discipline shames us. We came complacent. Humans dismantle silently.
Skill not spite, Vance replied.
Boss nodded slowly. I embedded to monitor primitives. Now I report truth. Anger them never. Torres surfaced on feeds, planting final charges on a tender. Pumps whined dead. Fuel rivers froze. Park predicted the ripple. Their whole campaign starves. Reinforcements jump blind. Vance watched the hollow. Coalition signatures faltered. Respect spread via their whispers. But new pings spiked. Rogue mothership fragments reassembled, cloaks lifting. Coalition rear guard pivoted. Torres breached rugs. Pack, feed Sorkai our traps. Alliance flickered alive. Sorkai's van lancet rogue flanks. Uman precision carved course. Torres grinned uncalm. Shift change! Vance banked into the fray. Checklists held. Cows bent, yet Pack's voice sharpened. Captain Coalition's high command jumping in. Flagship mass. They doubled down. Pan signal all. We own the board. Sorkai's fire supported. Kroger's crumbled. But the flagship loomed. Base full. Never anger humans, Boss murmured. Vance prepped the killbox. Flagship tenders exposed. Rails spooled. Devoid ignited. Torres breached a rogue node. Chargers bloomed. Park hammed the flagship's net. Sorkai aired them into crossfire. Flagship shuddered. Fuel lines severed. High command broadcast. Withdraw. Oman's win, Vance exiled. Respect forged. But Park's console flared. Worst jumps. Full coalition battle fleet. They bring everything. Skimmer spun. Next resupply. Humans would end it. Torres. Ready. Vance stack. Restraint turned lethal. Whispers galactic. Checklists dismantle empires. Sorkai's Skyle claw slammed the authorization seal. Cage the human settlements. Broadcast the timetable. Surrender the depot in 2 cycles, or they suffocate. His bridge crew stiffened, and Boibos, embedded via holo from the human skimmer, flickered in protest. Commander, the accord prohibits. Primitives breed like vermin. Sorkai snarled. They fold under pressure. Cage them now. Coalition dropships swarmed the frontier habitats. Drones herded civilians into glowing energy pens. Whips cracked. Screams echoed across open channels. Captain Maravans gripped her skimmer's console as Park's intercept lit the hollow. Hostage cages confirmed. Captain. Sorkai's order. 2 cycles or they bent Atmo. She kicked the team net. Torres back stuck on me. We split now. Simultaneous breaches. Park seizes their comms node. Torres hits the cages. I take Sorkai's ban. Torres' voice rumbled steady. Breach kit's hot. Gears light. But it'll sing. Park nodded on cam, fingers flying, ghosting their net already. Uplink ready. The skimmer dove into Atmo, engines whispering. Vance banked toward the coalition flagship's shadow. Rogue still smoldered from prior hits, but the battle fleet loomed. Hundreds of hulls blotting stars. Fuel denial had starved their tenders. Now hostages rushed the clock. Vance's boots hit dirt first. Dust swirled under mag boots. Coalition patrols clanked nearby, plasma lances humming. She ghosted forward, carbine low. Checklist ticked. Infill vector clear. Park peeled, left recon drone buzzing silent. She slipped into the comms bunker bends, signal skid slung low. Enemy tech worried, alien protocols begging to be cracked. Her fingers danced. Node alive. Torres power bright, heavy pack, rattling breaching charges. Cages glowed a click out, civilians crammed tight, kids clutch parents. A drone scanned Lacey. Torres knelt, unpacked the railgun. Eyes on cages. Patrols inbound. Band signal go. Park punched the breach code. Sparks flew as bunker doors buckled inward. Coalition techs whirled, class fumbling weapons. Park's jammer pulsed. Rifles jammed mid-cycle. She dropped 2 with suppressed bursts, seized the console. Comms mine. Broadcasting Sorkai's orders now. Across coalition channels, Sorkais boomed and filtered. "Cag the primitives. They fold under pressure." Breach chatter exploded. "Commander, that's on open net," subcommanders backed. "Violation of accord, flanks exposed." Sorkai roared into his mic. "Silence! Execute!" But fractures spread. Rear guards hesitated. Motherships peeled off, loyalty cracking. Bands pushed her lane. Coalition sentries dropped to precise shots. Head, torso, she-stacked bodies quiet. Sorkai's band loomed. Ramps down. Elites disembarking. Head grenade Arthet perfect. Blast shredded legs. She flowed through smoke, carbine barking. Band secured. Sorkai's breach fit live. Torres hit the cages hard. First charge bloomed orange, shearing a pen door. Civilians spilled out, coughing. Plasma balls scorched his armor. His shoulder the railgun. Limited the burst. Drone vaporized. First cage clear, moving. A civilian clutched his leg. Shrapnel wound. Torres scooped her up, one-arm carry. "Hang on, ma'am."
Fire intensified.
Coalition heavies lumbered in. Cannons spooling. Extraction inbound. Bands snapped. Pull back. Negativa. Torres granted. Plasma glancing his pauldron. Last cage locked. Kids inside. It charged the final pen. Injured woman bouncing secure. Breacher blew the lock. Kids tumbled free. It headed them behind cover. Railgun chewing a heavy treads. Counted.
Exfil now.
Skimmer thundered overhead. Ramps dropping. Torres piled civilians aboard. Last one handed off. Vaulted in. Door sealing as bolts hammered hull. Vans watched the pickup on her monocle. Bar ghosted out of the bunker. Coalition net in chaos. Sorkai's fleet stuttered. Subcommanders demanding recall. Battle fleet hung back. Tenders dry. Voss's holo popped on Vance's HUD, eyes wide from the skimmer. "Captain, you're restraint. You dismantled his command without a kill word." Vance slung her carbine. "Checklists don't waste lives."
Civilians first. Sarkai paced his bridge, hologlobe flickering.
Uman skimmer signatures danced untouchable. Hostages freed. Comms fractured. Primitives. "How?" A subcommander hissed. "Their operator broadcast your order, sir." Half the fleet questions loyalty. Boss feed got in. "Commander, humans call this normal. Disciplined. Methodical. You targeted their core civilians. The galaxy warns. Never anger humans." Sorkai froze. Whispers rippled his crew. Respect edged fear. Vance's team regrouped in the skimmer bay. Torres offloaded the last civilian, medkit sealing wounds. Park Sync captured data. Battle fleets jammed. No cohort. Vance Gandiolo. Motherships milled confused. Flagship bays yawned empty. No drops. Fuel ghosts haunted their logs. "Captain," Park said. "Sor Kai signals parley." Vance exile. "Accept, but stack the kill box." Skimmer accelerated. Coalition hulls parted wary. Sor Kai's band docked tentative. He strode out, claws flexing. "No elites. Who's him?" Vance met him mid-by. Team arrived loose. Torres loomed with railgun casual. "Pack, monitor feeds." "You primitives," Sor Kai growled. "How? My fleet outnumbers tenfold." Vance kept voice level.
You rushed.
"We planned. Civilians aren't leverage. They're why we fight clean." Sorkai's bends hissed. "Clean? You crippled us, silent." Torres chuckled low. "Limited gear." "Decisive hits." Park tapped her path. Coalition channels buzzed. Humans freed cages. Sorkai's error. Both stepped forward. Scale spailing. "Commander, withdraw." Their special forces dismantle campaigns. Sorkai eyed Vance. Precision etched her stance. "No ego, whose checklists respect and respect. Your kind earns it." Vance nodded once. "Pull your fleet." "No pursuit." It turned ban sealing. Battle fleet signatures winked out. Jumps initiating. Park's console pinged. "All clear, Captain, but outer sensors. New signatures." Coalition High Command reserves. They didn't get the memo. Vance gripped the console. Stack up. Next board's ours. Torres racked a fresh smack. "Ready. Restraint sharpened Lytton." Whispers spread. Humans and empires quiet. Civilians wave from habitats below. Coalition drones retreated. But reserves massed dark. Vance plotted vectors. Park fed traps. Torres pep heavies. Sorkai's voice crackled open channel, broadcast wide. "All units, stand down. Humans hold the field." His own high command overrode. Negative. Engage. Fractures deepened. Ban's skimmer spun toward the reserves.
Rails spooled hot.
Boss murmured on private line. Captain, they're learning. Too late. Torres grinned. Shift change. Pack ham the reserves net. Ban's banked into crossfire. Checklists bent cows. Reserves charged blind. Uman precision card hulls, Sorkai's remnants, herded flanks aliens born reluctant. A reserve tender erupted, fuel ghosts igniting. High command broadcast fractured. Reform, press. Park looped Sorkai's hostage order again. Panic spiked. Bands targeted the command core. Porres breached their nexus, railgun thundered, Node bloomed. Reserves crumbled. Final broadcast, full retreat. Humans unyielding. Ban's bank clear. Respect forged in silence. But Park's scan sharpened. Captain Co-World's signal. Coalition Senate jumps observers. They want terms. Torres wiped sweat. Our terms. Ban's smiled faint.
Shibilian safe.
That start. Skimmer climb void. Whispers Galactic never underestimate checklists. Yet Senate fleet mass. Observers inbound. Bans stacked the welcome. Umans waited patient. Empires bent next. Ban's skimmers lammed maglocks onto the jump gate's outer ring. Alarms wailed. Sorkai's guards spun rifles toward the hatch. Bans kicked it open, rail pistol leveled. Commander, we talk now. Sorkai rose from the control dice, mandibles clicking. His successors hummed, servos primed. Captain Bans, your primitives scatter my fleet. Impressive. Futile. Hestored to hollow screens. Coalition remnants clustered beyond the gate. Senate observers inbound. Vance advanced, boots echoing on alloy deck. Park's voice crackled in her earpiece. Gate shadows locked, Captain. No jumps without my say. They're trapped till they disarm. Good work. Vance kept eyes on Sorkai. She tossed a data chick across the dice. It skidded to his claws. Play it, your crimes. Orbital strikes on civilian habitats. Slave collars on miners. Proof from your own logs. Sorkai snatched the cheat.
Olo bloomed grainy feeds of burning stations, chained workers. His guards shifted.
One lowered his weapon. Lies, Sorkai snarled. Propaganda, dime stamps. Match your fleet logs. Ban's pistol tracked his chest plate. Surrender terms, full withdrawal. These are platforms. Release prisoners. Or Park seals this gate permanent. Torres' gravel voice caught in. The final platform in sight's Captain. Firing. Outside thunder rolled. The gate shuddered. Sorkai's console sparked. Feeds showed the last orbital battery crumpling. Debris blooming silent in vacuum. Withdrawal corridors cleared. Coalition ships drifted helpless, rails cold. Sorkai's mandibles froze. You dismantled us. With 3, Benzo stirred her pistol. Slow. Deliberate. Discipline. Not numbers. She tapped her comm. Park. Feed him the full archive. Data flooded his screens. Strikes. Alarms. Executions. Sorkai's claws trembled. Guards knelt, rifles down. High Command ordered it, he muttered. We thought humans weak. Fall under fire. You thought wrong. Bands pulled a restraint cuff from her belt. Snap it on. Signal your ships, he complied. Cuff clicked. Sorkai activated open channel. All coalition forces stand down. Accept human terms. Gate opens on compliance.
Relief rippled through Vance's team net.
Torres chuckled. Clean corridor. They're peeling out orderly, Park confirmed. Schedules unlocked. First ships jumping. Disarmed, as ordered. Vance nodded to Sorkai. You're coming with us. Testify. His eyes compound, unblinking, held hers. You spare us. Why? No ego. No waste. She marched him to the skimmer.
Envoy Boss waited inside, data pad glowing. Boss frills quivered.
Embedded with humans for months. He'd seen their drills, their checklists. Now, this. Captain, Senate observers link established. They demand audience. Let them.
Ban strapped Sorkai into a jump seat, skimmer detached, thrusters flaring toward the human outpost.
Boss tapped his pad furiously. Filing now. Reclassificación. Humans no longer minor power. Strategic threat. Recommendad full diplomatic parity. Sorkai rattled cuffs. Threat, you ended my campaign without rage. Without slaughter. Vance glanced back. Restraint wins wars. Park's voice pinged. Captain, Senate fleet's here. Lead observer hailing whence turns in writing. Torres added, paperwork. My favorite shift. Skimmer docked at the outpost. Civilians cheered from viewports. Miners' families free now. Vance let Sorkai out. Senate shuttle touched down beside. Observers disembarked, sleek aliens in envy robes, data ops hovering. Lead observer, a towering Vexari with iridescent scales, bowed fractionally. Captain Vance, we witness. Terms, Vance projected the surrender dot from her wrist unit. Withdrawal complete. Reparations for habitats. Prisoner exchange. No reprisals. Sorkai nodded from custody. Agreed. Humans dictate the mercy. Observers scanned the dock. Whispers basked. Vexari lead sign first. Accepted. Coalition yield system. Voss transmitted the packet galaxy-wide. Report field. Warning label attached. Humans unyielding. Engage it, Pareo. Bands watched ships jump away. Coalition tails between legs. Torres slapped her shoulder. Checklists beat empires.
Bark grinned from console. Scans clear.
They're gone. Sorkai met Van's gaze one last. It teaches your way? She shook her head. Earn it. Outpost lights brightened. Civilians poured out, embracing team. Whispers spread. Humans end wars with ink. Senate fleet turned homeward, carrying the label. Empires read, Galactics listened. Checklists waited. But Park Scan pinged anew. Captain Frink signals. New coalition forming. They call us Silent Reapers. Van smiled faint. Stuck the next welcome. Torres racked his railgun. Shift change. Boss field, Fear follows. Schemer prepped for patrol. Humans moved seamless. Galaxy bent reluctant. Vance cornered Sorkai deeper in her mind. His shock at their calm. Proof enough. She keyed engines. Boyd called. Checklist sharpened. Senate observers lingered. Orbs recording. One murmured to Voss. No. George. Boss nodded. Normal for them. Outpost secured. Terms sealed. War ended quiet, yet reserves echoed in memory, crumbled under precision. Sorkai's voice haunted channels. Humans hold. High command silenced. Park loop the surrender, broadcast eternal. Coalition nets fractured permanent. Torres wiped gear. Cling kill. Ben's plot next vectors. Patient. Methodica. Civilians waved. Heros humbly. Galactics whispered. Never anger the checklists. Boss reports propagated. Reclassified. Threat level. Existential. Jump gate hummed idle. Corridors open. On human terms. Sorkai boarded shuttle home, eyes wide. The spared observer nodded.
Lesson learned.
Fleet jumped. Label stuck. Humans waited. Empires paused. Park fed fresh intel.
Captain, Core Worlds recall fleets.
They're talking peace. Torres grinned. Our paperwork. Van's bank, skimmer out. Civilians safe, start there. Boyd swallowed them. Respect bloom silent. Whispers Galactic. Read the label, or end key it. Word count 1497 not included in output, just for planning.